here. It's Living the Good Life with another garage sale and estate sale finds video. Thanks for sticking in there with me. It has been a typical January. I think I've only been to 3 garage sales all January. I've been to the Thrift Clearance Center twice, and I think I've been to about 15 estate sales. So this is it. They have, I've walked out of a lot of them with absolutely nothing. So let's get to it and I'll show you what I found. This Friday, and that would have been the 26th, went to an estate sale. I was about I guess I was probably about number 15 to 20 in line. I paid $21, and I had forgotten what was at this sale. I remembered some china in the dining room, so I headed there first, and that was connected to the kitchen, so I went on in there. I forgot about, I guess it was the living room where they had all of the sterling silver and the jewelry, and by the time I made it in there, people were swarming, so I'm sure I could have missed some things, but the sterling was priced really high. But the funny thing was, there were a few items that were sterling sitting on the kitchen counter, and I don't know if different people were pricing or what the deal was, but the first thing I saw was these. These are sterling rimmed coasters. This one has like a little starburst on the bottom, and there it says $10 for 5 pieces. Well, actually there's 6 there. And then $6 for 3 pieces, and it has this design in the bottom. And if I can find the sterling mark, pardon me while I just looked real quick. See if I can find it for you. Oh goodness. When you want it, you can't see it. Oh, there it is. It says Frank Whiting Sterling. Should be able to see that right there. So, I got those. Don't know how much sterling there is, but when you figure that I got 9 pieces for $16, it's like $1.40 per coaster, and there has to be that much sterling in them. The other thing I got was this serving spoon, and it's a pretty one. It has a little monogram there, and here is the mark. I'm going to turn it upside down for you. It's got a little Indian head right here, and then it says sterling. And then I have to look at what that little mark says there. Oh, it's just an A. There's an A impressed there. I'm going to look that up, figure out what that is. But this was only $5. So it was in a bundle of items that were all taped up together. There was 5 items for $15. And nothing was really good about them. There was a couple of other pretty little pieces in there. But, of course, I only wanted this one. I had asked if I could get it split up, and they told me that I could. So I had got this for $5. Let's go ahead and weigh it real quick. And I got the big scale finally. And it is 63 grams. So that's 2 ounces of sterling for $5. So I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that one. The other thing I did is I went to the Thrift Clearance Center and a week ago Thursday, and this was on Dollar Day. And so I got this piece of butterfly gold Pyrex for $1. I also got a few items of the dollar jewelry bags that are they're like sandwich bags stapled together. So I kind of went through and looked to see if there was anything good in them. I found these in a bag. These are sterling earrings. They're about 7 grams of sterling. So I did good on that one. These, I was hopeful that these were gold, but these are actually sterling with a gold wash on it. And these are about 5 to 6 grams. These are only 3 grams, but I didn't even see these. So these were a nice little bonus in a bag. And I think I got 4 bags. This one I was excited at because it was so heavy. And if you look right there, it says 925. But I've tested this once and it didn't read sterling. I'm going to do it again. But it may just turn out to be a fake one. The last thing I was excited at is this, and I'm going to have to test this again too. And I'm going to have a testing party, and then I'm going to show all y'all the results on anything that's been questionable over the past several months. So this is a gold chain. and that was really neat. Now, I forgot something the other day. There was this sterling silver cross with what appears to be amethyst, and I think that's, yeah, marcasite. And it says 925, and then there's a maker's mark over here. And I apologize, I just can't see that well. It's like RS something, some initials that you can't read. So that was pretty. This was $3, and I got this at the sale where I got the little silver brush and the pretty pink plate, etc. So this is like a couple of weeks worth of stuff. Went to an antique mall to kill time, and I found these. And there were several pairs of sugar tongs. Let me put them back here. They weren't in a case or anything, and I started looking at them, and there is a thistle right here, which is the sterling mark for Scotland. So I started looking at them. They're made really well. The shell design is really good. Here's another shell design. They are monogrammed here at the end. I have looked and looked at these, and I think they may be provincial Scottish silver. I cannot find this mark anywhere. If you all have a website that you think works well for you to identify British silver, let me know. But I've looked at some of the main ones on online, and I can't find anything. The other mark on here is it says EW, and there's a little star. So I don't know if you can see that very well. EW and a star, and on the other side is the star and the thistle. So I did test this with my new acids. It is sterling, and there, I can't figure out what date it would be, but there's some tantalizing other examples, and I hope it turns out to be really old. The other thing that I got at the antique mall was this RS Prussia swan decal bowl in the icicle mold design, and that's what these little flowers are with the little vertical lines. That's the icicle mold, and it was $24. A few years ago, I would have just like been walking on clouds. I was excited already, but this is like one of the really popular designs for RS Prussia. It's just a little relish dish. It's probably only about 7 inches long. I love it. So it's going to go up on my display cabinet very, very soon. Then I went to another estate sale last Friday. Let's see, the 19th. Stood in line for 30 to 45 minutes outside in the very cold weather. It was a tiny house, and I was number 2 in line, and it was very hard to get through this little house because they had tables set up, and you had to squeeze between the tables in your big heavy coat, and that was very difficult to do. I had wanted to get over to some of the pink lusterware because they had a beautiful teapot and cups and saucers and all, but I wanted to go also find the silver, and I ran over to the silver, and by the time I finished this and some couple of pieces that weren't any good were the only ones left. This is pink lusterware. It is an older plate. It's $3, and you can see the prices were really good on this lusterware. I guess they just really didn't think anybody wanted it, but it was gone. I looked over, and every piece was on the whole table. I mean, somebody did great. So the other thing that I went over to get is there was a pile of silverware, and I thought, well, there's bound to be something sterling. Well, there was. So these are 2 pieces of sterling. It's so funny. These are the exact same item. This one weighs 66 grams. This one weighs 62 grams. So I don't know if someone's been incredibly industrious with the cleaner over here, but it doesn't have as much silver anymore. And I'm going to let you see that one. And then I'm going to tell you, this one says International Sterling Prelude. So that is the pattern name. And I was shocked. You can see at the price I got here, $3 for both. So they were $1.50 each, which was a great deal. there's this little pick. I do not know what this is. It's got a little teapot on the end. It weighs like 7 grams, and it was $1. It is sterling as well. I also got this little butter knife for $1. It's also sterling in the same pattern. It says International Sterling back here, and it was $1. And let's see how many grams it is. I can't remember. Okay, of course it went off. And this is going to be the last of the sterling. A little over 30 grams of sterling, so for $1. So that was a good deal. I got a few other things as a risk. I didn't do so good on those. This one was $1. It turns out not to be sterling. And all these little Dimitasse spoons, very pretty handle. They look to be quite old. There is no mark on them whatsoever. I've tested them. I'll probably test them one more time just to make sure I didn't do something wrong. But these were $10 for 8 Dimitasse spoons, and they are not sterling. So those were fun. I also, at the Thrift Clearance Center, got this pillow form for $1. And that will be it for all of my finds for the past 2 to 3 weeks. I hope you enjoyed my finds. I'd love to hear from people. So send me a comment, and I'd love your subscription as well. Bye-bye.